Hi everyone, it's Trishna, and today we're going to be doing something that, as far as I know, has never been done before. This is an idea I have had for at least 5 years, pretty much from the first time that I ever heard of or saw a pick a card video. What we're going to be doing today is called a pick your adventure, go on your own adventure with tarot. And we're going to be doing this together. So it's not going to be just one pick a card, but rather a series of pick a cards in this video that will take you along a journey to self-discovery and action steps that you can take to improve your life and start moving it forward. So if you have been interested in pick a card readings, if you're interested in personal growth, if you're interested in changing your life for the better and wanting to know exactly how to do that, if you're interested in learning how to read tarot but want some training wheels along the way, this is a video for you. So today we're going to be talking about personal finances. So I'm filming this April 19th, and so we are getting very close to Taurus season, at least using the tropical method of astrology. Now, Taurus season is all about our stuff. Our material possessions, our finances, all the things that we are able to earn for ourselves. And so it seems like a great time to be talking about personal finances. So the question is, why am I still stuck? Or what is keeping me stuck regarding finances? This could be, why am I still broke? What is keeping me broke? This could be, why have I hit a plateau when it comes to my income? This could be, why I'm not really moving forward in my career and earning potential, why my sales and commissions aren't really growing, etc., etc. So let's get into it. Now, before we actually start talking about or getting into the reading portion of this, there are a lot of factors that could be considered in a discussion like this. One of those is, well, there's the government. There's the economy is another one. There is the pandemic and maybe what it's done to your particular industry, for example, or what it's done to your family or your finances. So these are all factors that obviously have a play in this discussion. However, these factors are mostly outside of our direct control. And so when it comes to manifestation work, when it comes to magic, when it comes to creating a reality, when it comes to success, yes, those external factors apply because we are manifesting those external factors to occur through the greater collective. However, our greatest power is in our own personal discussion, our own personal insight, inner world, and what's going on inside ourselves. Because if we can figure out what is going on inside ourselves, the greater picture, then we know what the diagnosis is, and then we're able to move forward and heal it either through energy work or through action. And as we heal ourselves, we heal the greater collective. And therefore we heal the economy, we heal government, we heal, all of these external factors because we are all and all is one. All is one. So when we heal ourselves, we heal on a grander scale as well. And especially if more of us keep doing this, then we make an even bigger impact on the collective. So we're going to be talking about this from a personal level view for these reasons, because that is where our power lies. That is where we feel the most powerless sometimes. Why? Because that is where we have our greatest power. When we have our greatest power in a particular area, that is going to make us feel the most powerless when we're down. Right? Because we have so much power here. So when this isn't working out, of course, we feel the withdrawal of that to the greatest extent. So anywhere that you feel powerless, extremely so, know that that is a sign that that is where your greatest power actually lies. Because if it wasn't there, it wouldn't hurt as bad. All right, so today we're going to be using the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid. We're also going to be using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, and we will also be using the Rider-Waite Tarot, Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, traditional, or considered traditional at least. In today's day, All right, so let's start with the broader questions, and then we will go from there. As I said, this reading is going to be focused on internal transformation, but it's also going to be a pick a card / choose your own adventure reading, but it is also going to be reading tarot for yourself, but using training wheels. So you ready for this? Here we go. First question. What is keeping me stuck in my personal finances? Now, we're going to have 3 cards, so you will be able to pick card 1, card 2, or card 3. And as I'm shuffling, I'm going to share any messages that want to come through first. What is keeping me stuck in my finances? There is a lot of hope in the energy here. But that hope comes with sadness. It's like, yeah, I hope for this, but then I also feel like it'll never happen. So there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of feeling like there's a weight on your shoulders. There's a lot of wondering if you have peaked. There's a lot of wondering if you have made a mistake in some way and now you're having to pay the price. There's a lot of, is this just going to be my life? Is this just how it goes? Do I just need to accept it? Do I need to learn how to be humble? Did I miss a class on being compassionate? Maybe this is what I deserve. If I didn't deserve it, I wouldn't be living it. Don't we always get what we deserve? So these kinds of thoughts are keeping you from being able to truly imagine your world being different. You can imagine it, that's where the hope comes from, but actually being able to step into it, step into that visioning with your entirety, not just an idea, but your emotions and your body through action, is being inhibited. And of course it would be. If you have hope for something, but that hope is so little that you question whether this is what you deserve, how could you step into it fully? Because you're torn. Why would you step into it fully? You don't think it's going to go anywhere. So by nature, of course, not all of you can step into the future that you're looking for. So your soul is split. In some ways, it is kind of broken, or parts of it are left in the past, parts of it are left in the future, parts of it are left in the present. And so you can't move forward with entirety. But guess what? That's what we're going to work on in this video. So that is a general message here. Now, here comes the pick a card portion. Pick one of these 3 cards. Card 1, card 2, and card 3. And now what we're going to be doing is I'm going to read these cards for you, and that is where I'm going to be the training wheels here. But I want you guys to look at these cards for yourself, and I want you to look at it in whatever way feels right to you. If you want to call in your higher self and ask your higher self for guidance on what the cards mean, by all means. If you want to look at it and see what pops out at you first and interpret that symbolically, then do it that way. Whatever way works for you is correct. So I'm going to flip over these cards. So select your card 1, 2, or 3. And that will be your card for the pick a card reading, or the first part, because it's a pick a card adventure. So you'll pick your card. I'm going to give you a moment to look at your card. And you can pause the video, and I want you to write down what your impressions are, what message you are getting around what is keeping you stuck regarding finances. And then I will share what each of the cards are saying to me to share with you. Now, when I do that portion, I don't want you to think, oh no, mine didn't say what Trishna said. Mine must be wrong. I interpreted it wrong. I'm not psychic, I'm not intuitive, I can't read tarot. I don't want you to think any of those thoughts because none of those thoughts are true. I want you to do this because it will give you the chance to work with the tarot, with symbology in your own way. I want you to do this because the messages have a message specific for you. These cards, they look like they're one-dimensional, or rather two-dimensionals, right? Or three. But they're actually significantly more multidimensional. Two people can get the exact same card and get completely different interpretations that resonate with them in their own unique ways because it's symbolic. So, read the cards, trust what you are getting, and then whatever I share, if it resonates, you include it as an and. It's not either what I saw or what Trishna saw, it's what I saw and what Trishna received. If it doesn't resonate, the portion that I'm saying, then either discard it or just kind of keep it in mind because sometimes we do have blind spots, right? I have them too. And sometimes there are things that we're just not ready to see yet, and that's okay. So take it or leave it, do whatever you want with it if it does not resonate. If it does resonate, I want you to read it, read your own card, and then I want you to do and what Trishna said, not X this out and go to what Trishna said, okay? Because this is about you reading it, but also training wheels to kind of help you out and see what I see as well, okay? All right, so card 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna flip them over. And take your time looking at them. Pause the video if you need to. Take some notes if you want to. We have the 7 of Cups in reverse for group 1. We have the Page of Swords for group 2. And we have the Lovers for group 3. Okay? Take a look. If it's too small to see, I'm a little worried to zoom. So you can look it up on Google and see if you can get a bigger image. All right, so if you have not fully interpreted your card yet, pause it now because now I'm going to get into the interpretations that I'm seeing for you, okay? All right, so let's start with card number 1. Again, focused around the question of what is keeping me stuck in my personal finances? As I said in the beginning, there is a sense of hopelessness. There are all these options, but you don't want to look at them. What's the point? Even if I looked at all of these options, number 1, I'd be confused. Number 2, would any of these even work out? Why even bother? And so options are available to you to improve your finances, to improve your situation. Opportunities are wanting to come into you, but you're not even going to look. So maybe you already see the opportunities in your life and you're just like, nah, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work. It's kind of like when you look at a closet full of clothes and you think, I have nothing to wear. Your closet's full, but you feel like I've already worn all these things. Those options are dead to me now. I need something new. But what would happen if something new came in? What would you actually do? Well, you're currently in the energy of knocking things down, saying it's not good enough, it's not right for you, or it's too good for you. So even if a new option came to you, it just fall into the same bucket. It would just be something else. It'd be like not good enough. For some of you, you may not be getting any options at all. You may think, Trishna, okay, well, this doesn't resonate for me. I'm not getting any options to even say no to. Well, you may actually be getting options that you said no to and you don't even realize that they're options. Or, yeah, opportunities aren't coming to you because you would just say no. So your energy right now is no to anything that will change and improve my life. So the universe says, okay, well, your energy is saying no, so anything that the universe is sending you, it's getting rejected before your mind even notices that it's there. Now, obviously, saying no to anything that will change and improve your life is not 100%, because if it was, you wouldn't be here watching this video, because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about here. How do we change and improve our life and our situation? How do we work with our own internal beliefs, our own internal blocks, so that we're aware of them? We know what the problem is, we have diagnosed it. And then after that, as we move through this adventure, we'll talk about what is the prescription? How can I shift this energy? Group number 2, Page of Swords. Answering the question, what is keeping me stuck in my finances? You know, I get so excited when something shows up and I do believe in it. I do think it can happen, but then something holds me back from actually taking action. I maybe put all my plans in place. I have that master plan in place. I know all the steps that I'm going to take. And just when I'm about to take that first swing, what happens? I stop myself. I can't do it. Something inside me holds me back. What is that thing? It's fear and it's doubt. It's fear and it's doubt that's holding you back. It's being afraid that you might embarrass yourself. What if I take that swing, somebody sees, and I miss? What if I take that swing and I win and I get it? And then I get confident and I take another swing and I get that one. And I get confident and take another swing and then I fail that one. And now I've wasted time going down this path that was just going to end in failure to begin with. Well, group number 2, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind here. The first one is you can't ever really fail, because every time that you fail, you learn something. You gain something. You do not lose something, you gain something. There's a saying that we learn the most from our mistakes. So true, isn't it? And when the going gets rough, isn't that when we rise up to the best version of ourselves sometimes? Isn't that when we realize we got to do something, we do it, we look back and think, wow, look what I was capable of? Isn't it when we hit rock bottom that we suddenly shoot up and go beyond anybody around us? So, take the swing, and whether it goes well or not, take notes on it. Express to yourself or write down, what did I learn from this? What did I gain from this? Always ask, what did I gain? What am I getting? What is my new advantage now? Because when you look at it that way, you're looking at it from a place of empowerment. And then, of course, you're looking at what you've gained, what you now have to build upon, not what you have lost to where you're starting from scratch. You have something you have built upon. For those of you embarrassed, I don't think you have to worry about that. I think the people that you're worried you'll be embarrassed around if you fail are the people who support you the most and want the best for you. And maybe that's why you fear embarrassing yourself in front of them, because you know that they love you and they care about you. And the bond is strong, and so the stakes are high. I can't let this person who cares about me so much see that I'm a disappointment, because then I might lose that. I might lose their care when they realize I'm a disappointment, or I might hurt them. They'll be disappointed and it will hurt them. It will disappoint them. And then I've now hurt someone else. Don't worry about that. People understand. Most people understand. There's some people who are still a little bit immature, but most people understand that if you don't take a swing, you're never going to hit the ball. That trying is a part of the journey. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you get up and learn from them. Group number 3. Answering the question of what is keeping you stagnant and stuck regarding your finances. Group number 3, you may be focused on the wrong things. Either you are focused on another person and you're trying to earn money in order to impress them. You're trying to be successful to impress them and therefore losing sight of yourself and what would bring you the greatest joy. Or you may be too involved in the spiritual work of earning money and do need to take some action. Now, I am somebody who fully believes that you can manifest whatever you want without action that is uninspired. A lot of people say you can't sit on your couch and just imagine money coming to you and it'll come to you. I disagree with that. You can, so long as you understand your internal drivers and you work to heal those and up-level your actual thoughts. If you sit around visualizing money but you fear that you're not going to get enough, then it's not going to come because you're sending out contradictory energy. I want money, but it'll never come. I want money, but it'll never come. So the universe is just like, I don't know which one to do, so we'll just hang tight until you decide which one. But if you work on, I don't think it'll ever come, and then you up-level your beliefs, or you figure out, where does that belief come from? It'll never come. I'll never get what I want. Either or, you either shift your beliefs or you go back to where the belief started, whatever first memory comes to your mind. And in doing that, a lot of times you resolve it and be like, oh, you know what? When I heard that, it was somebody who was going through a hard financial time, but now they have a lot of money. So obviously that was just a momentary comment on their part that I took as a belief that I no longer need to take as a belief, because look at them now. You know, so you can look back and whatever first memory gets triggered, kind of be like, you know what, that was a belief that maybe served me then, but doesn't really serve me now. It doesn't really make sense. Like, reality shows me that lots of people can make money, so why not me? So I do believe that that's really all that you take. Really all that it takes to be able to earn income. And then you will be inspired to something, or somebody will be inspired to you to offer you an opportunity. And then you will have to take action, right, at that point. But you can bring the opportunities to you without action. However, for you, group number 3, you may be focusing too much on the spiritual in your particular case, or doing it in a way that is not actually serving you. Are you actually looking at truth? Are you actually looking at what's going on in the physical realm? Or are you looking, distracting yourself with the spiritual stuff? Are you actually looking at what your fears are? What beliefs and thoughts you actually have? What your emotions are really telling you about finances? Or are you looking up and saying, hey, Divine, can you help me out here? Divine's like, yes, but I can only help you as much as you allow yourself to be helped. So you may be focusing your thought, group number 3, your strategy, in a way that needs something else. It needs some resolution, either with regards to your belief system, like we just talked about, or some action on your part to get the process going. Sometimes it does help to kickstart the universe and show the universe that you're serious about what you're looking for. If you are wanting to be with a partner that you want to get married to, if you want to get married in your life, if that's something that you're looking for, or a long-term partnership, but you are doing friends with benefits, then to kickstart the energy, you would need to stop doing friends with benefits and maybe stop being with that person and open yourself up to being with somebody new who does not want friends with benefits. And if you're not willing to make that change, and the universe is confused, it's just like, okay, well, you say that you want marriage, but then you're dating somebody that doesn't want to give you that. So really you're telling me that you'd rather not have that, because if you wanted marriage, you would cut them off. You'd be serious about it, and you'd open yourself up to the path that I could give you. So there may be some kind of action that you need to kickstart. All right. So in summary, group number 1, you're saying no to options because you don't believe that they can happen. Group number 2, you have master plans and you want to move forward, but you fear embarrassment or something is holding you back. Group number 3, you may need to take more action or adjust your strategy and delve deeper into your own psyche. All right. So remember to include what I said as an and, not as a better than your reading, okay? That's very, very important for this, because this is about us reading together and you guys having some training wheels and having some additional insight. But it's not about saying that you are wrong in any way, okay? What spoke to you is what spoke to you. It's telling you something about yourself. Okay? All right. So now we know what's going on with each of these groups. I'm now going to pick 3 cards again. And these 3 cards are going to be lined up here, but they will not necessarily go with each of these, okay? So this card here will not, and I'm going to call it group number 1, but it's not necessarily going to be a continuation of this group number 1, okay? So you basically forget about these and pick your group brand new, okay? We're going to now be focusing on the question, I now know what's holding me back. What is something of the, or what is the next step for me? whether that is mental, emotional, or action. How can I overcome? That's what the question is. How can I overcome what has been revealed to me? How can I overcome that? How can I take this diagnosis and start transforming myself? All right, so group 1, 2, and 3. You pick again, brand new. And I'm going to share some guidance here around this question. How can I overcome what is blocking me? And then I'll flip over the cards and we'll read those. How can I overcome what's blocking me? This is something that requires a lot of thought and reflection. This is something that I think you should journal about, whether you journal already or not. If you don't already journal, you don't have to open up a brand new journal and commit to writing and filling up that whole journal. You can open up a brand new one and just fill up a few pages and then leave it blank until you're called to use it again. Or you could just get some scraps of paper or just some loose paper or type on your computer, whatever it is. But Spirit is saying that journaling is very, very important because it does require some introspection. Spirit would like you to consider what group you picked and if it resonated. Maybe a different group resonated than the one that you picked. What stood out to you when you looked at the cards and then when I shared what the cards were sharing as well? And start just journaling about that. You don't have to think about what do I need to journal about. Just think, okay, so apparently I'm worried about embarrassing myself. And just start off with, it seems that I am embarrassed, or I'm worried about embarrassing myself and pursuing my goals and that this is holding me back. And after you start writing a few of those kinds of sentences, more information is going to flow. Information that is coming from deeper levels of your own psyche and that is coming from your own guides and higher self. And as you keep journaling, keep going until you figure out a solution that makes sense to you. What does it mean, a solution that makes sense to you? What it means is you will arrive at an action that you can take, whether it is a spiritual action, an emotional action, a mental action, or a physical action. But it will seem like the most logical conclusion, the most logical step. It will seem natural to you. It will seem simple for you to do, or at least something that you feel whole in doing. You will feel a sense of calmness or a sense of excitement from it. It will feel right to you. Whatever that step is, write it down and put a little box next to it so that you can check it off when you're done. Now, you do not need to act on that action item today unless you feel called to, but do it within the next 7 days, to at most maybe 14 days. Do it in the next 1 to 2 weeks. And you will be surprised by the result that comes of it. The result may not show up immediately. It may take another 2 weeks before you start seeing anything, but it is a seed that is being planted. It is a seed that was given to you by Spirit, and whenever you move on it and you act on it, you are planting it in the ground. And when you plant it in the ground, you are also nurturing it and getting it ready. And then in 2 weeks, something sprouts. Okay, that is the overall guidance. So now let's flip over the cards. Group 1, 2 wands. Group 2, the sun. Group 3, strength. Take a moment to tune into what these cards want to share with you. Write it down. Know that it is valid and right and that you're picking up on it for a reason. Whatever you pick up on, it is a message for you. It does serve you in some way. The message in itself is planting a seed. Okay? So if you need more time, pause the video here, because now we're going to get into the training wheels portion of the reading. So group number 1. How can you overcome your message from the previous portion? 2 of Wands. I feel the 2 of Wands is saying that it's important for you to not contemplate too much. Do the journaling exercise that we just talked about. Get that tangible action item, or whatever that action is for you. And for you, group number 1, you may need to take action on it more quickly than maybe the other groups. Earlier I was saying 1 to 2 weeks, but you may want to take action on it sooner, because for you, group number 1, your momentum may fizzle out. Doubt may creep in again for you, and you may think, you know what, that was a great idea then, but I don't really believe in it anymore, or it doesn't feel right to me anymore, or I just don't feel like doing it anymore. So for you, group number 1, I think contemplating beyond what we've already talked about with the journaling is probably not a good idea. You should take action on it and plant that seed and allow it to germinate and to sprout sooner rather than later. Group 1, you may have followed many different passions and interests, and they may not have really panned out for you in the past. You may feel like they didn't really amount to very much. I might disagree with you on that. I think that it actually did show results for you, just maybe not as big as you wanted, or maybe not as fast as you wanted, but it showed results. It sprouted. So there may be something from your past that you may want to incorporate into your present and your future, and practice the art of patience and working with it and nurturing it. Whenever we grow a plant, we have to be patient. Ginger is something that takes about 10 months to grow. And at first it might seem like, gosh, it's such a long time. But when you know that that's how long it's gonna take, there is a sense of ease, a sense of comfort. And all you have to do between now and 10 months from now is make sure that you are watering it, that you're providing it the right nutrients, the right level of moisture, the right sunlight. Maybe not so much for ginger because it goes under the soil, but you're providing it with the right elements that it needs. And you're taking those actions. So whatever it is from your past that you have tried, that maybe you were interested in, and then it didn't really pan out to the level that you wanted it to, just keep in mind that certain things may take a little bit more of nurturing. And if you do the right actions, you give it the right water, the right nutrients, the right sunlight, in the right time frame, the right frequency, in the right amounts, well, growing plants is a scientific thing. Farmers do it all the time. And yes, different seasons and things can affect it, but farmers are able to create a sustainable source of food because they follow the right actions, the right nurturing. So if you do the same thing with your desires with regards to finances, or whatever in the past you were passionate about that maybe you thought would bring you finances, if you do those things, by nature, by default, by science, because a lot of spirituality has now been proven by science, so you do the right things, you must get the outcome that you are expecting. It just may take longer and more nurturing than you thought. That's all. So that is your message, group number 1. I feel if you follow this, you will have something to celebrate. Again, not maybe in the time frame that you had expected before, that you would ideally like, but you will have something to celebrate. And you may not have picked group number 2 for the last one, but you take an action. You see how it goes. What did you gain from it? What did you learn? Whether it failed or succeeded. You take the next action. You see where it goes. You take the next action, you see where it goes. So as you do this and you nurture something from your past or some interest that maybe you have now, and it leads you to something, right? Because this succeeded. Not to the level that you wanted, but it made some progress. Maybe a little, but it did. If you build on that and nurture that and understand, what did this need that I didn't give it? Did it need more water? Did it need more sunlight? Did I give it too much of something? Then you build on that, it grows into more. Okay, awesome, it grew into more. Okay, something worked. Still not where I wanted to be, but something worked. What did I gain from this? What did I do right? And what do I want to change? Grow some more. Okay, awesome. Now what? So use it as an experiment. Because all of life, isn't it an experiment? Isn't it all trial and error? Don't we form hypotheses that become our beliefs that then create our reality? All of life is kind of the scientific method in a less methodical and clear-cut way. There isn't, outside observers and blind observers and things like that, but it is all trial and error, all experimentation. All right, group number 2, the sun. What do you need to do in order to overcome what you picked in the first round of the adventure? Group number 2, you may need to open yourself up. There may be some aspect of you where you are trusting too much or too little, and there's something that you need to open yourself up to more. It may be opening yourself up to spirit more, or maybe opening yourself up to trusting the physical realm more. I think it's probably the latter for most of you. Do you trust the physical realm? Do you trust that if you save your money, it will eventually grow? Do you trust that if you are kind to someone, that they will return the kindness to you in some other form? What about the physical realm do you not trust at this point in time? And what about the physical realm and what you don't trust? What beliefs are those telling you that you have? If you do nice things for others but don't believe that it will ever be reciprocated, that means that you believe on some level that you're always the one to give and you will never receive. You may believe that people are not as kind as you are. You may believe that people are oblivious or too self-absorbed. If that is what you believe, that is what you will keep getting. So let's put this in the context of work and money, since that's what we're talking about. Maybe you have been doing a lot of really good work and you're not getting recognized for it. People aren't vouching for you. Maybe your boss isn't acknowledging. And so you think, hey, I did all this stuff. I've helped my boss out, I've helped these colleagues out, but when it comes time for them to help me out, nobody's there. Where'd they go? They exited the room. So shift your beliefs around that. If they're being self-absorbed, they might be playing that part because that's what you believe they will do. Decide instead, you know what? They do recognize what I'm doing. They do want to speak up for me, but maybe something's going on at home, and so it's kind of slipping their mind, and that's okay. Why is that okay? Because I know that they do want to support me. I just have to remind them. I remind them, they'll do it. Now, will this change overnight? Will this change just with those words? Maybe not. But I think within a week, you'll see that things have changed. I think within 2-3 weeks, you'll see that things have changed. People are responding to you differently. People are speaking highly of you, and you will get raises and promotions that you are looking for. If you are broke, maybe you lend money to people too much. Maybe that's something in the physical realm that you need to change. Maybe you're trusting spirit too much. Maybe spirit wants you to learn, hey, we know you're a spiritual being, and yes, we will always give you abundance, but you got to learn how to set boundaries. Group number 2. You don't set those boundaries. You don't stand up for yourself. You don't put yourself out there when you need it. Well, you're limiting the avenues that we can bring you things. So group number 2, what are you not doing right now? What are you doing too much of? What should you be trusting? What should you maybe not be trusting as much? Where is your trust being too overspent? Where is your trust not being there enough? All right. Group number 2. What is it that you can do about what you learned from the first round of this adventure? Strength card. You are stronger than you know. You are incredibly powerful. And I think you're stepping into that, and you recognize that, and you know that. Maybe in the past, It scared you. For some of you, I don't think it's for all of you. But now, I think you're ready to step into it. The question is, how? How do I step into it? I feel a transition happening, but how? Confidence. Knowing your worth. But not just knowing it. Because sometimes we think, I do know my worth. But if you don't feel like you can speak up for it, then you don't really know your worth. If you feel like, if I speak up for it, no one will hear, no one will respond, no one will agree, then you don't know your worth. Because if you knew your worth, you would be convinced that they would do the right thing for you, that they would agree with you. But if you doubt that, it means that you doubt your own self-worth. But group number 3, you know your worth. You're already stepping into the strength. Who might you be able to help with your newfound strength? What charity organization might you be able to be involved with or be able to donate to? How might you be able to give back to others? How might you be able to help others? Focusing on this will alleviate whatever you selected here, whatever stressor was here, focusing on that. Because now that you're coming into your own power, that means you have a lot to give. That means you're ready for the next level, which means sharing that power. All right. Final portion of this adventure. What is something tangible to do now? What is my next step now? Probably the most tangible, and this is not going to sound tangible, the thing for you to do as a general reading is to trust. Trust in yourself, first and foremost, and the universe second. If you trust in yourself, the universe finds it a lot easier to help you. Because whatever it throws at you in terms of action, you'll do, because you trust yourself. You know that you can do it. Another thing is to be open to new ideas, new actions, new directions, new steps, new philosophies that maybe you currently are not as open to. Maybe you have a particular philosophy of navigating your life or working with spirituality or working with the law of attraction or law of assumption that you think is the right way. And it probably is the right way, because if it works for you, then it's the right way, whatever it is. But is it working for you the way that it was? Is it working for you to the extent that you were looking for? Because if not, then, kind of like with group number 1 here, assess. Kind of like with group number 2 here, assess. What is working? What's not working? What results am I getting? What results am I not getting? What is my experiment concluding for me? Something needs to change to create change. And that may be a change in methods and philosophy. So if usually you're somebody who takes tangible physical action of gonna map out my goals and I'm gonna move forward on them, maybe you need to start taking less direct action. Maybe you need to tune into yourself and ask your higher self or your guides, what action should I take? And they might tell you, go outside and plant a little plant. And you'll be like, okay, that does not help me with my money goals. But you should do it anyways and see what happens. Because in that action, Spirit may be guiding you to do something that is symbolic of abundance for you, of growth for you. To you, I'm just planting a plant. But to the universe, your guides, let's have human do this. Because in doing that, they're psychologically sending symbols to their subconscious about growth, about a future, about abundance. They're also calming their spirit when they do that because they're being connected to nature. So as they're being calm, which maybe normally would not be something you find very easy. So spirit isn't saying go be calm, they're saying go plant a tree. And then you're being calm without even realizing it. So your conscious brain can't stop you. So say plant that tree, and while human plants tree, they'll be connected to nature, which will make them relaxed, whether they are aware of it or not. But on some level, they will be relaxed. And then as they're relaxed, they're going to be planting this tree, which symbolizes abundance, growth, success, an outcome. It symbolizes a goal. When you plant something, isn't there a goal to help it grow? To get something out of it, some fruit, some vegetable. Yeah. Some fruit, some vegetable, maybe a pretty flower. Right? There's a goal there. So it symbolizes a goal ready to be achieved, something that's going to be nurtured. And because you're relaxed in doing all of these things, it seeps right into your subconscious. And there you go, right? For some reason, my computer is blinking. Okay. I think we're still recording. Hopefully. All right. So take a look at these cards. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. Remember, you do not have to pick the same group each time, just whichever one you are feeling called to. They are not related to the previous cards because this is a choose your own adventure, which means that every time you pick a card or row, you're going on a different path. All right. Remember Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. If you need a moment, pause because now I'm going to flip them over. Group 1, 8 of Air. Group 2, Justice. Group 3, 4 of Earth. So 4 of Earth is like 4 of Pentacles. 8 of Air is like 8 of Wands or 8 of Swords, depending on how you work with the cards. In different ways of reading, Swords and Wands are reversed for fire and air. All right, take a look at the cards and see what stands out to you, what Spirit wants to share with you personally. All right, so if you need a moment, go ahead and pause the reading because now we're going to read each of the cards. Group 1, 8 of Air. What is the action step you can take now? Kind of like we just talked about, this is definitely a time for you to take some time to relax. This is a time for you to also ground your energy, to realize that whatever it is that you are doing right now, that you want to ground that relaxation. You want to pull that relaxation down into the depths of your very being so that it starts to manifest itself within yourself first. And then when you are relaxed in yourself and grounded in yourself, what do you have to do? You have to act that way. When we feel angry emotionally, we may try to hide it, but then we act passive aggressive. We may not try to hide it because it's so strong, and then we say things we don't mean. When we're sad, we may try to hide it, but then we reject our own selves because we think others will reject us. So whatever it is that you are feeling inside, that is a manifestation. And whatever that manifestation is, it manifests into the external in terms of how you act, what you expect, and what you draw to you. So clean house, assess how you feel, what are some of your dominant kinds of thoughts, relax about them, relax in your body, ground. You may want to do some grounding meditations. An easy way to do this is to sit down cross-legged on the floor, close your eyes, and imagine roots growing out of your root chakra. Your root chakra is in the tailbone. Imagine roots growing out of that, going down into the ground, all the way to the core of Mother Earth, and drawing up Mother Earth's energy from her core all the way up those roots back into your tailbone. And that will ground you in a lot of ways. Does that seem tangible to you? Maybe not. But remember, sometimes these tangible actions seem indirect, but are actually direct. They're actually shortcuts. They seem like they're not, but they are, because you're not doing a shortcut in the physical realm. You're doing a shortcut in the subconscious realm. You're using symbols that you may or may not know the meanings for, that short circuit or go past your conscious brain, seep through the filter that lies between the conscious and the subconscious, go straight into your subconscious, reprograms you and your energy, and then brings your goal to you or has you act in very different ways than you would have normally. Group number 2, justice. What action can you take now regarding your finances? Wow, a lot of these are about being calm. And even here, right, we see the wings in reverse, but they're both there. And a lot of blue hues too in the central figures. This is a time to be calm, to also understand that the way that you may feel about certain situations, scenarios, people, finances may not be accurate. You may be seeing them through a certain lens right now, and that lens wants to change because it may not be an accurate lens. And once you clear off those lenses or switch lenses for new ones, you will see things very differently, and you will see the opportunities that maybe up until now you haven't noticed, or you have said no to, or that you feel have passed you by. Keep looking straight ahead as you do this. So think about your goal, envision it, imagine it. You can even map out the steps to it. But don't make it some master plan with like 3 different steps, like 3 different paths, like you have a goal, then you break it down to other goals, then you break those down into projects or whatever, and then pretty soon it becomes this whole tree. Don't do that. Think about what is that straightest path between where I am and where I want to be. So let's say you are wanting to increase your finances through a promotion. So maybe you're here, you're like, okay, next would be manager, then senior manager, then director, then VP, then CEO, okay? So wherever you want to be, that is a direct path. Now you could think about, okay, to get here, I need to learn this, this, and this. And in order to learn this and this, I need to do these trainings, I need to take these actions, get on these projects, so don't go to that depth. Just think about that straight line critical path between where you are and where you want to be. And as you do that, exercise calm. Keep your mind open to the fact that you may be looking at things through a lens that does not serve you. And just be calm as you think about that path to that goal. And do this for about 5 minutes a day, 5 times a week. And paths will start to open up for you. And it may take about 2 weeks for those paths to show up, but they will show up. And if this is about finances, maybe you are in a situation where you feel like you are broke right now, or you are broke right now. And so there's a certain amount of money that you're looking for. You might think, okay, so right now I have like $5 in my bank account. Okay, my next step is to get $50 in my bank account. And then I want to get, $100. And then I want to get like $300. And then I want to get $500. And then I want to get $1,000. So that is your clear step. Don't think about, okay, in order to get the 50, I need to do X, Y, Z. Leave those details up to the universe for now, okay? Just think about that straight line path of those main steps that you want to hit, those milestones that you want to hit to go across. And be calm as you look at them for 5 minutes every day. And as you do that, you're going to be channeling your energy in that direction towards that end goal. And you will get different experiences or different opportunities that, maybe someone will be like, hey, can you lead a meditation class for me? I'll pay you $20. And you're like, okay, cool. That's not the 50 I wanted, but it's 20. It's getting me closer. And that sounds fun. Maybe you've never done that before, but okay. So then you do that and it teaches you a skill of how to lead a meditation class. And so now you've earned the $20 and you've earned a new skill. And then you're like, okay, maybe it's a dead end. Maybe that was just the one-time thing. But now you have these skills that you don't know how they're going to play off later, how they're going to support you later, but you learned something. What did you gain? Remember, what did you gain? That's the question to be asking yourself. What did I gain? And then you keep focusing calmly for 5 minutes a day towards your end goals, or, towards the path that's going to lead you to the end goal. And then maybe, the next week you get an opportunity to, do something at the library that they're going to pay you for. Oh, you know what? We need to hire somebody to deal with the book drive selling thing. And I know they usually hire librarians. I don't know why I'm getting this option. But anyways, somebody might hire you for that. Okay, we'll pay you $10. Oh, that's less than the 20 that I got before. But okay, so now you know how to manage a situation like that, maybe a drive like that. Next thing you know, as you keep going down this path, you may be somebody who manages a spiritual center. You might be somebody who leads a nonprofit and has a whole side thing where you help people meditate, and those that work in the nonprofit, so that they can be calm and so that they can focus on the compassionate efforts that they want to do for the organization and for the people that they serve. You may do some free meditation things for maybe a homeless shelter. You'll get paid through a nonprofit, but you'll be doing it free for them so that then they can uplift their reality. Next thing you know, you're some meditation guru, right? So just keep your eyes on that clear path goal. Allow the universe to give you the opportunities as it will. Keep asking yourself, what will I gain from this? What am I gaining from this? Take it as it comes. Remember to be humble from wherever you are, because when you're humble, you're open to anything that wants to come your way. You're not saying no to anything. And that means that the universe has more avenues to give you things and more ways for you to gain that build up your skill set, whether you're trying to or not, that leverage you, that just set you up for more and more and more. Okay, group number 3, 4 of Earth. What actions do you need to take now to help with your finances? We're actually going to pull another. This one does not want to be read on its own. Group 3, you may be too focused on your journey. You may need to relax a little bit. Interesting. This seems to be the theme here. A lot of relaxation. This is relaxing while focusing on your goal. This is grounding. So kind of relaxing, but through grounding. And this is, you're too focused on your desire. You're so focused that sometimes it's the only thing that you see. And because of that, you're missing out on a lot of opportunities that want to come to you, but that I guess you are saying no to as well. Because they don't seem like they're on the path to you. And your vision is a little bit too narrow. So Spirit wants you to broaden your vision. Broaden your vision so that you can allow in other opportunities. This is not so much, you could meditate actually, I think, and you could ground. I think these are all good practices for you. I don't think you should do the practice of number 2 because you already are very focused on your goal, but you can ground, you can meditate and things like that. I think that will help calm you down and help open your vision up a little bit more. But essentially, you're being too narrow-minded. And the universe has a lot of other things that you may want to aim for that you're not aiming for. You may think you want a particular thing, and Spirit says you'd be okay, happy with it, but there might be something even better that you would think was better if you could see it. If you could see it, you'd know it's better. But right now you're like, this is the only thing I want. So you don't even see it. So meditate, open up your vision, do your best to relax, open up. And for you, really relaxing is about opening up your chest, broadening your shoulders, because when you're narrow and focused, you may feel powerful, but you're kind of scrunched into a focus ball. You need to open up your chest. And that opens up your heart to receive a lot more. And when you open up your heart, you're opening up your auric field. And so your auric field is able to receive many, many, many more opportunities for you. Yeah, that is what is going to change your fortune wheel. You may actually feel like group number 3 that you're actually already on a really good path. It's a promised path. Maybe you have been very successful and you're like, I don't actually feel that stagnant with my finances. I just want to up level them. So you guys may be doing very well financially, or maybe you're not. And maybe you think this is the only way though. And you're not listening to anybody else's guidance or advice. So you're one or the other. But if you do something different, if you let go of that and you open yourself up to something else, there are opportunities that want to come that want to change your fortune for forever, and it wants to change it for the better. So wherever you are on your financial journey, this is something for you to do. Yeah, see, it is going to be positive. It's Ace of Air. So the universe does want to give you a gift. It wants to give you movement forward, but maybe the way that you're going is in the wrong direction, right? Like this person is moving in this direction, but Spirit's like, no, we got to go in this direction. So opposite directions. So you're not actually going in the opposite direction in reality, but it's kind of like you're going really focused when you could be going like right here. There's something right here that would really please you. Not only please you, but like really serve you financially. And not even just financially, like if you're having struggles with romance, it would help you with that as well, because your partner might be in that area or related to that area or something like that. Or looking for somebody in that area. So this was the Choose Your Own Adventure reading. Let me know what you thought. I'm curious about the different numbers that you picked for each one and how the story unfolded for you. I would love to do more of these, but let me know how you guys feel. And if there's anything that you wish maybe could have been different. Was it confusing? Was it confusing when I gave the general messages and then read the cards? So like, if you like the idea, but you wish maybe it could be tweaked in a particular way, let me know. And thank you guys so much for going on this adventure with me. And I will catch you in the next one.